Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to work with the Onshape project to put some feet on the bottom of the box. Okay, and in doing that, I have to be able to kind of place the feet. And so what I'm going to have to do is I have to do some measurements. Okay, and in doing that, I want to show you something called a construction line. And I also want to use this other feature called the dimension tool, which sort of helps out when you're doing things on Onshape. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so working on the box so far, we have kind of a cool shape box. And I want to do some work on the bottom. I want to try to make some cool feet or do something, like fun with it if I can. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to work on this bottom plane. So we know how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to select that. We're going to make a new sketch. And we're going to zoom normal to fit. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to make like 4 kind of like legs for it. Okay. And to do that, what I want to do is set some guidelines for me to do some work. Okay. So one of the things you can do is there's a thing called a construction line tool here. Okay. And if you turn it on, if you pick another shape or something to draw like a line, it'll turn out to be a construction line. Okay. And you might have seen and I'm going to escape from that because otherwise it wants me to keep doing things like this. Okay. One thing you should know is it's blue. Okay. So it means it's sort of unconstrained to anything else in the project. It doesn't have a length. It just sort of is there. And that's kind of cool. But we can also move it around then. So if I wanted to, like I'm out of these tools, this will let me kind of move it around like up and down and stuff like that, which is great because it's like kind of fittable to whatever we want to do. Okay. I might hit the construction line tool again and make another line over here. Okay. And one thing I want to do is I want to keep them like parallel. So that's good. Okay, I'm gonna hit escape because I don't really even care about the dimensions and stuff like that. I just want to make sure that I can see them. Okay, but that's why they're blue and this is not. This is actually fully constrained. When something's sort of not fully constrained, these programs will make them a different color. So when you're making like serious parts, like having things constrained is a really good thing, because if you make changes, then it'll like all the changes sort of perpetrate down, and that actually is the biggest feature of parametric modeling, which is what you're learning, and that's a big help. But for these construction lines, I think it's sort of okay right now, so we're going to let these go. Now what I'm going to do next is I want to use this thing called the dimension tool. Okay, and you can see that it's kind of explaining things. If you hover over them, it'll give you a big explanation about it. But what we're going to do is going to use that next to set some rules about the things, and we know some things about it. Okay, so that's sort of okay. So so one of the things we know this is about 3.5 inches, and what I want to do is I want to take a dimension between this and this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this line, and then I'm going to hover over here and pick this line, and then I'm going to pull this out. So see what's coming up is that this is telling me it's about like 1/2 inch from the edge. Okay, and that's sort of good. And see how it now turns black because it's now been constrained to something else that's been constrained, and that's actually sort of a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this and make it a little bit bigger than 1/2 inch. Let me see. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want to keep it like 1/2 inch because it seems like the legs would be really big if they're not. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say 0.5. Okay, whoopee. And I'm going to clean up that dimension. So it was so long before that wasn't good, right? And then I'm going to dimension this one to this. Okay, so see how this one's like a little bit longer? I want these to be equal. And so I can put this wherever. It sort of helps me be able to see it if I do that. So I'm going to go 0.5. Okay, so both of those are same, right? Okay, and that's kind of cool because it lets me make this like little sort of space over here. Okay, and what I want to do next is in this drawing, I want to make a circle. Okay, and I want it to be, you can see what it's doing is kind of trying to find the center point for me. Okay, and I'm gonna go like this. Okay, and I'm gonna make this a little bit like under the dimension of that. Okay, so see how that's like, and that's like a radius. Okay, so this is like 0.5, and this is like a diameter, I guess, of the circle. Okay, so I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna cut this out and go. I'm gonna go 0.75. Okay, so that's there, right? Can I highlight that? I might have to hit this to highlight this. Okay. Well, I didn't want to do that. I want to pull this up so I can see it because it gets in your way. Okay, and that's kind of cool. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make more of these. Okay, and there's two different ways to do this. Okay, I maybe might let me see. I can mirror this if I want to. Okay, see this? I can mirror this over here. This would be one way to do this, or I can make a kind of a pattern with them. Okay. So you can do this in 3D and in 2D too, but let's keep this, okay? So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna hit this, okay? And or maybe we can just do this in the next video because this is like a lot to take in. So let's do this. This is my one circle, okay? And when I'm done with this, what I want to do eventually is I want to come over here, hit it, okay? Whoop, I want to do the whole inside. I'll make sure I get the inside here. And we're gonna like extrude it. See how it comes down? It'll be like a cool little, you know, like footsie thing. Okay, so that's what we're gonna try to do with it. But right now it's just a little thing. Okay, so this is like a quick video on. But the big learning here is making construction lines that are dimensioned. Okay, and so that's really where it's at. So this is like, let me rename this sketch here. Foot one. and we'll take it from there next time, okay? But when you go in here, you can see all my dimensions are managed. So this gives me a diameter, I believe, and this gives you the offset from the edge there, okay? So there it is. Okay, so it's dimension, right? And it was circle, okay? And there you go. I guess it's giving the radius. It can't be. It just seems kind of too big, right? Anyway, I think it's the dimension or the diameter, and that's it. Okay, great.